Well, well. He is merely Disa's puppet then. 'Tis likely that he knows naught of her schemes. Even were he to be removed, I suspect some other would simply be made to take his place. But if there's aught that compels my attention, 'tis this other man you mention. Phases, was it? He seems a man of import, and yet I have never heard of him. Pray, allow me to investigate this matter further. You've done well, Your Majesty. Thank you.
So the false sovereign, Queen Regent Disa, and this Phases fellow are all working together. Quite the sordid trio, eh?
Captain Brandt bade me ask aught of you, if you would hear it. However, it is a matter best kept from prying ears. Might we not move to a more discreet location? Firstly, pray, take this. 'Tis a regalia sword, one of the kingdom's treasures. 'Tis my duty to guard it. Yet, I have stolen it from the masquerade hall where 'twas on display. A duplicate now rests in its place, and I must beg you to keep the true artifact hidden, lest the ruse be discovered. Generations of Amundian rulers have wielded it, though not in battle, of course. 'Tis a ceremonial weapon for use in parades and the like. Yet, Disa's disdain for tradition has seen the blade suffer. 'Tis fractured, and has lost much of its former luster. Captain Brandt is of a mind to restore it, so that it might serve as a symbol of your authority, Sir Arisen. Indeed, when the time comes for you to announce your ascension, having this sword at your hip would doubtless elevate your standing in the eyes of the people. And I must confess, having watched over the blade for many a year, I've grown rather fond of it. I should be well glad to see it restored to its former splendor by your hand. My hopes for our kingdom and its treasure go with you, Sir Arisen. I bid you good fortune.
Methinks I know where to find the person you're looking for.
The vanguard is yours. Lead on.
Sir, what's the difference between a sovereign and an arisen?
If 'tis a blacksmith you need, I can't help you. I'm retired, see? Oh ho! 'Tis a regalia sword you want restored, is it? That's a first. All right, give us a look then. Now here's a masterwork of craftsmanship if I e'er saw one. Not to blow my own horn, but I wager I'm the only blacksmith who could set this ailing steel to rights. But, as I've said, I've lain down my tools, and before you start begging, know that I don't intend to pick 'em back up. Well, why are you still standing there? Leave an old man in peace.
Beg pardon, sir, but I couldn't help overhearing your conversation with Brocker. You'll have to forgive him. He's been in a foul mood ever since we got cut off from the fuel for our forge. Though, he's always been a bit crotchety, come to think of it.
Enough cheek, you wool-brained wastrel. Now, I'm off to the tavern. Can I count on you to mind things here while I'm gone?
Of course you can. You go enjoy yourself. Psst. Hang about, eh? When he's gone, you and I can talk. Twas till the monsters settled in, that is. Neither of us can go anywhere near the place now. Listen, Brocker's too proud to ask for help, but I'm not. Would you be willing to go out to the cavern and mine us up some glimmer coal? I'll take as much as you can carry. Should you succeed, I reckon he'll change his mind about restoring that blade of yours. Now, true to its name, glimmer coal emits a pale light. So you'll want to cast your eyes about for any glowing spots when you get to the cavern. Oh, suppose you'll be needing the name of the place. Digger's Ruins 'tis called. I'll count on you to bring lots of the stuff back.
I knew it to be so.
You're back. Have you any glimmer coal for me? Look at it all. This'll last us a good while. You've my gratitude. Brocker, we've got more glimmer coal. Now we can reignite the forge.
'Tisn't the forge what needs igniting, girl, but your fool ears. I've told you my smithing days ended when those monsters moved in. I've no use for glimmer coal anymore. I'm done, understand? I'll not hear another word about that rusted hunk of steel. If you're so keen to have it repaired, then see to it yourself. Now leave me be. My mattress beckons.
Oh, I was certain he'd pick up his tools again if we only had more glimmer coal. My apologies for putting you to all that trouble, sir, but mayhap your efforts needn't go to waste. I could try my hand at repairing that sword for you, if you'd be agreeable. Way I see it, if old Brocker's the only smith with the skill to see it done, then I'm your best hope, being as I'm his apprentice and all. Well, what say you? I'm grateful for your trust, sir. You'll soon see your faith was well placed. Mayhap not soon as 'twere. I fear I'm a novice in the truest sense. I'll be needing some time. But I'll see it done all the same. You have my word. Mark me. This blade will be shining like a star by the time I'm finished with it.
I knew you'd see it.
Sir Sarah is apprenticed to the legendary dwarven blacksmith. There's no doubt in my mind that she will succeed.
Hi! Never seen this sort of craftsmanship. How'd they work such a pattern into the blade? Hi there, Arisen! Forgive me, but I've made nary a lick of progress toward restoring that sword of yours. The blade's make is as intricate as 'tis beautiful. Suppose that's why these things ne'er see battle, eh? If I only knew how to create this pattern on the steel, mayhap the rest would come easier.
What are you jabbering about now?
Oh,
You're looking at the work of a blaze hammer. 'Tis a process scarce employed, but one befitting the prestige of a regalia sword. Honestly, girl, you're no apprentice of mine if you can't figure out aught as simple as that.
Sorry, Brocker. Must have slipped my mind. But if these patterns were the work of a blaze hammer, mayhap that's what it'd take to fix the blade. If you've not heard the term, 'tis where you heat your hammer to extreme temperatures by dipping it in magma. 'Tis hardly e'er used since the hammers like to cool afore you can forge aught with it. Brocker's explained the process to me, but I wonder if that's enough.
It seems 'twill take a rather complex process to restore the sword, but I've no doubt that Sir Sarah is up to the task.
Right you are.
Pray, slow your feet. You run too fast for the likes of me.
Let us endeavor to keep up, though we are less fleet of foot.
You're the one who brought that regalia sword here in the first place, aye? I want a word. It's that fool apprentice of mine. I haven't seen her since yesterday. Knowing her, she skipped off to the mountain base cave on Volcanic Island to try her hand with a blaze hammer. It's the only place with enough heat, see? Since you're the one who inspired this nonsense, you'd best go find her, and bring her back in one piece, lest I ring my hammer against that hollow shell you call a skull!
shall remain by your side.
We ought to keep watch, lest we be set upon from behind. Remain alert, and naught shall catch us by surprise.
I shan't let them go.
Douse the flames before 'tis too late!
The product of heedlessness. I'm saved. Thank you, Arisen.
That was superb, Arisen. On my way!
Thank you kindly. I did not mean to trouble you.
Be at ease. I am here, by your side.
It was a glorious success.
Once more!
Aught fell from the beast as it breathed its last.
Is there nothing we can do about this obstacle? If a ranged attack is needed, you can count it on me. I would gladly do it. As a matter of fact, every master I've ever served has favored different tactics. One party I joined consisted...
If 'tisn't the Arisen, come to check up on me, have ya? Well, I'm faring just fine. In fact, I've done it! See? 'Tis a blaze hammer. All that's left is to get this to the forge outside the cave. I hope you're ready, Arisen, as there's not a moment to spare. Follow me, and quickly.
Make haste for the cave exit.
We're doing well so far. Already halfway there.'Tis still building hot. Let's strive to keep it. We're nearly there now. 'Tisn't looking good.
Water is now invisible in this gloom.
We've made it out at last. Good on you for keeping up. Right, now to do what I came here for. Then it's back to the smithy for the finishing touches.
Dwell not on the past. Focus on the top.
You bird-brained buffoon! Where have you been?
Brocker! Sorry,
There's no time for apologies, girl. We've got to get that blade on the anvil, lest the blaze hammer's treatment be for naught. You're the first apprentice of mine with the gumption to do aught like this. You got the blaze hammer work done, and you did it right. But the hardest part's what comes next. I'll walk you through what's needed, though I dare say 'tis one of the few lessons I've left to teach you. You've proven yourself this day, Sarah. You're the one fit to carry on my techniques and this smithy. But not if you're gonna stand there and gawk. To the forge with you, girl!
come in, Brocker. Hi, Arisen. I've been waiting for you. Here it is. Your regalia sword. Looks newly forged, doesn't it, eh? Brocker had me working on it for hours. Got nary a wink of sleep. But owing to that, methinks it turned out real fine. I only hope you're pleased with it. 'Tis as much your success as mine. So much has changed for me since you first brought that sword to the smithy. I feel as if I'm finally on the path to becoming a blacksmith in my own right. Thank you, sir, for all you've done on my behalf.
Well met, Sir Arisen. Might I inquire as to what's become of the regalia sword? So this is how the sword looked in its glory days of yore. 'Tis splendid to behold. I thought the blade ought to be restored for its history, but seeing it like this, I feel it means something more. Something greater. Pray, give my thanks to the blacksmith who repaired it. 'Tis fine work she has done. Impeccable, I should say. And you, Sir Arisen, you have my sincerest gratitude. You have breathed life anew into one of our kingdom's most sacred treasures. I can imagine no worthier symbol of a sovereign's majesty. I await the day it shall adorn your noble hip with bated breath.
Vindamun.
Akayel fil arume fa in it. Cameron Russ.
Ilmen arenfanne.
Elelot osto silfa malantha alekanom.
A good sleep will ensure we are All I've learned, I shall turn to. Now we've the vim to tackle the day ahead.
Come, we've much to be getting on with.
Feeling rested, I trust?
Isilrod, Fanun, Galayan,
Non lia tilmo.
Akayel Vindamund.
You have my protection.
Elelot osto silfa malantha alek.
We must rest. Good morrow, everyone.
Come, we've much to be getting on with.
Ready to forge on?
Vindamun.
Yavtarn Akayel Elkira Andio Morfanenwen Alkawa. Akayel fil Kalawin nun li arama. Arume fa in Itarond, Etele Eldalia nun we in Lalasta.
Halan ostolintan.
Moyondor morn elis tardana.
Ayu, fanamo nemetani.
My duty is to care for this. Our sacred tree, the Arborheart, she is called. She has been with us a very long time. She is nature's very heart, and a pillar of strength for my people. We have always lived in harmony with nature, and the Arborheart is our connection to the land. Yet, day by day, her strength is failing. I must give her nourishment of the soil to help her recover. A special kind, called Gwifentia in my language. I know not what you would call it in yours. Once, a dwarf wandered into the arbor and gifted some to us. It filled the Arborheart with life. Now, little remains. Too little for the Arborheart to recover her strength in full. She begins to wane. Do you know of this substance? It must be found outside the arbor somewhere. If you find any, will you tell me where it lies?
You can always depend upon me to translate for you, Master. Gwefencha is the Elvish word for scale cinder.
In your tongue, it is called scale cinder? Where can it be found, I wonder?
Now, scale cinder is a byproduct of the Batali smithing style. A Batali blacksmith ought to be able to tell us more.
If you see him on your journey, will you let me know?
Let's tend to business. Am I back?
We have reached our destination.
Work's work, no matter how dull it might be. What a bother.
Wow, wow. Look who 'tis. What brings you to the smithy? Looking for scale cinder, are we? Well, you're in luck. Our forge is flit. Oh, 'tis at an elf's behest, you say. I'm afraid that changes things a wee bit. Elves and dwarves don't get along, see? Brocker won't want to help you. Unless you were to offer him aught he couldn't resist. Listen, I happen to know there's one bit of elven culture no dwarf can turn their nose up at. All elven fare's bland as grass. All of it. That is, save the singularly flavoursome dish, nutriab. Course, no dwarf would openly admit to having a taste for it. But the fact of the matter is, the mere smell of that dish has dwarves foaming at the maw. Don't believe me? Bring a bowl of it to Brocker. You'll soon see.
So the blacksmith ought to grant us some Gwefencha in exchange for Nutriab. Shall we inform Miss Darren of this, Master? Certainly, Master. I can take you to this individual. If you would. We have arrived.
Have you found Gwefencha? A dwarven blacksmith has some? Truly? But elves and dwarves do not see, eye to eye? I fear the smith will not heed my plea. You believe he will if I prepare an elven dish? Which one? Nutriab. Dwarves have a liking for it, they say? Are you certain? Nutriab is not very tasty. Few elves enjoy it. It is a pungent stew of, old fish and apples, boiled till it forms a thick paste. But I shall prepare it, if it has any chance of bringing me Gwefencha. The Arborheart depends upon it. Would you be willing to gather the ingredients for me? You won't have to go far to find them. I thank you. I need only the two main ingredients, rotten apples and rotten fish. Bring them to me, and I will prepare Nutriab. Do you have the ingredients? This is all I need. I will prepare the dish now. It shan't take long. My people dwell in the mountains, so we are rarely able to dine on fish from the sea. This dish was first made by an elf with a craving for fish, when no fresh fish was to hand. These fish already stink of the sea. Left to rot, they turn even more, pungent. Nutriab is oft served at celebratory events, but I have never seen anyone eat it. Everyone turns their noses from the smell. I must endure. It is almost finished, thankfully. The stink is more than I can bear. It is ready, but it is so vile. I cannot understand how anyone could stomach it. let alone enjoy it. I fear the dwarven blacksmith will be angry if I present him with this. But I will trust in you. Come, let us away to Batal. I thank you. Here, my brother gave this to me. Might we not use it now? The sooner we arrive, the better.
Are we to escort Miss Darren there, or use the boat?
We have reached Batal. It is nothing like the arbor. Yet it has a beauty all its own.
Look around if you must, but be sure to buy all.
Bitter glares dog our steps wherever we tread here in Batal. 'Tis clear its people hold no love for we pawns.
You're back! And who's that you've got with you? An elf? I ne'er met one afore. Not quite what I imagined, if I'm honest. Well met. The name's Sarah. I'm an apprentice here at the smithy.
Well met.
She's the one who's after the scale cinder, I expect. Have you brought some of that elven delicacy along with you then, like I suggested?
Yes, I have the nutriarb with me.
Marvellous. I thought I smelt it on you. Mark me, you put that in front of Brocker, and he'll fain hear out your request. Right, follow me. I've just cleaned out the forge, see, so we'll need to make for the cavern where we dump all the excess scale cinder. Come on, you two. The cavern's this way.
Shall we follow Sir Sarah, Master? With any luck, we'll have pockets full of scale cinder before the day is done.
What business have you here?
A customer then. That changes things.
A precious little time.
My work's near done.
Not to look forward to, but a long day of work.
The stomach's complaining. I'll have an early supper.
Right, here we are. Oi, Brocker, you in here?
What's all this racket? I thought I told you that... You imbecile! You brought an elf here, of all things! Get her out of here, now!
Hold a moment, Brocker. She's brought something for you. Don't you want to see what is?
A gift. For you.
Ah! What makes you think I'd be able to stomach your elven cooking? I'm gonna go dispose of this, and I expect the elf to be gone when I return.
What am I to do now?
What you came here for, of course. This is your chance.
Truly? But...
You'll have to be quick, mind. Brocker makes short work of his meals. While you're at it, you might have yourselves a little competition, eh? See who can collect more of the stuff. Anyway, good luck. I'll be outside keeping watch. Best start searching. Brocker might be back any moment.
It seems Sir Brocker has a taste for the elven dish after all. Let us use this chance to gather ample scale cinder.
Come to think of it, our ranks have gone unchanged for a while.
Was well worth the effort.
None here. Can I look? Where else can I look? Where else can I look? Where else can I look? I must get as much as I can. Where else can I look? My heart is racing. I thought the dwarf would catch us. How much scale cinder did you get? You've got so much. With this, the Arborheart will undoubtedly recover. For now, I must return and tend to the Arborheart. I hope you will come visit us again. I should like you to see the Arborheart, restored. And I must thank you as well, Sarah. You and the blacksmith, Brocker.
Not at all. 'Twas my pleasure. I'm sure Brock'd say the same if he weren't so stubborn. No thanks needed. I was just glad to be of use. I hope the scale cinder sees that tree of hers flourish.
You must come see. Look there. New buds. The Arborheart is recovered. And as she and I are as one, I feel renewed myself. You saved her. I will never forget this debt of gratitude as long as I live. The Arborheart seems gladdened to have new life in her boughs. It is joyous to behold. fortunate I am that we crossed paths. Perhaps we can journey outside the arbor together again someday. All is well, thanks to you.
Have you brought me a quince? Many thanks, sir. At last, I may continue reading that grimoire. This could be the turning point in my family's fortune.
We ought to follow close behind. We're here, Master.
Well met, sir. You'll be glad to know that I finally finished my reading of that grimoire we spoke of. Which brings me to a curious point. There's a favor I'd ask of you. What happened to my eye? Oh, never mind the bandage. 'Tis nothing serious. Now, as I was saying, I'd like for you to find the grimoire's second volume for me. 'Twould seem 'tis part of a set, and will only reveal its true power when both tomes are in hand. The copy I possess is but the first, one half of a whole. I've heard tell that its twin can be found in a queer little shop in Vermont. Alas, passing through the border checkpoint is no simple matter for a humble merchant like myself. But you, sir, I dare say you are not of Batal. Then you ought have no trouble passing through the checkpoint. I implore you, find that second volume for me. All I want is to give my family a decent life, the life they deserve. This is my chance to provide for them as I ne'er have.
A strange little shop in Vermont, is it? I wonder which of the shops in Vermont matches that description.
Beg pardon, sir, but I must ask you to stop aiding my husband. He lost his eye while reading that grimoire. His eye! I can't bear to see him involved with that fell thing anymore. But he refuses to listen to me.
He's been saying not to worry, that he'll make us more money soon. 'Tis as if he's lost his mind how much he repeats it. 'Tis all my fault, Mother. He's only been like this since I said I wished we had an easier life.
No, 'tisn't, dear, and don't you fret. Your father, he'll be back to his old self before you know it. Pray, sir, seek out that grimoire if you must, but do not give it to my husband. I beg of you. Ought we to give...
Welcome, sir. If you think me a liar, then buy something and see the truth. Ah, I see you desire one of my masterpieces. I shall have your order crafted in good time. A little patience is all I ask. Many thanks to you. Are acting up. Welcome, sir. If you think me a liar, then the item you requested is complete. Here you are, sir. Use it well. Many thanks to you.
While beyond the rift, I recall hearing a... We have arrived.
Greetings, Sir Arisen. Have you found the second volume of On the Transference of Souls, perchance? Fortune smiles upon me at last. With this, my shop's prosperity is all but assured. Thank you, Sir Arisen. Oh, thank you. Perhaps you'd care to join me. Come, bear witness to this momentous occasion.
We ought to follow close behind, lest we get separated.
By and large, the people of Bagbatal seem to adore their benevolent empress. Methinks it comes of their mutual devotion. Her Majesty offers up a prayer alongside her people every single day. Vermont's people bear no such love for their Queen Regent, though of course they have their reasons.
This is it! This is the moment I've been preparing for.
Dear, is this truly safe? I'm afraid of what's to come.
Have faith, my darling. All is well. You need only stand there and watch.
Father, you don't need to do this. I'm happy with our life as 'tis now.
'Tis good to hear you say that, my daughter. But I've come too far. I must see this through. I believe I need only... Ha! Did I? Did I do it? All appears unchanged. A failure, then. Ah, well. I suppose our fortunes were ne'er likely to turn so easily. I've learned my lesson. No more of this grimoire nonsense for me. I'll settle for being a humble apothecary after all. My dears, can you forgive me for my foolishness?
Oh, Isaac.
You two had the right of it all along. I ne'er should have chased after a silly dream like this.
Father, I shouldn't have complained. I know you do your best for us. You always have.
Enough of that now. You've naught to apologize for. 'Tis a father's duty to provide for his children. I only wish I could give you more. You have my gratitude, Sir Arisen. Though I failed in my quest, I've learnt much. And from this moment forth, I'll be focusing my energies on naught but my trade. I hope I can count on your continued patronage, sir.
So this is the conclusion.
What business have you here?
I wonder if we would have been wealthy had the experiment succeeded. Suppose it...
My husband has returned to work with renewed vigor. 'Tis good to have him back to his old self. He'll have all the support we can give. We're family, after all.
Would you... I wonder if we would have been... Suppose it could have gone either way, really. Mayhap I should just be grateful nothing untoward came of it.
When all's said and done, I'm quite glad my experiment failed. Though I wish I knew why it did. Alas, such things are best forgotten. In fact, methinks you ought take this grimoire off my hands, sir. No sense in my holding on to it.